A few years ago. My husband. I'm helping you. Men who work with the club. Do hair and makeup work. And what I'm going to say next. It's the terrifying experience my husband and I have experienced. I don't know if you have heard of a legend. Legend has it that people are in a place with water or by the water. It's easier to have a supernatural experience. These rumors seem to be true. Because of my husband. In terms of his many years of experience in the beauty salon industry, encountering supernatural experiences in the store is commonplace. He will use water frequently in his work. And the job is to deal with human hair. So the designer around him, more or less, have had some incredible supernatural experiences. Therefore, in the process of preparing to open or organize the store, if you feel someone's sight, or some figure flashed by, he won't be surprised either. He is always used to thinking, "Here we go again." Then I calmly continued to work. But he also had it because he was too scared. Then the experience of escaping from the store. At that time, he had a friend who invited him go to work in a hair salon near Shinjuku Kabukicho. That shop is different from a normal hair salon, because the guests are all in nightclubs, or a man working in a club. So, business hours will come later than ordinary hairdressers. And that hair salon is not big. Therefore, only one designer will be left to work in the store on weekdays. He thinks that job, and his current daytime working hours, just staggered. You can work part-time in time. So I agreed. But he is also a little puzzled. Because he just agreed. My friend immediately told him the designated work date. Seems to be in a hurry to hire people. But he understood. That shop. There seem to be several working designers. There should be no shortage of people. Why are you in a hurry to hire him? That's it. He was puzzled. Then it was the first day of work. His friend took him to that shop that day. That shop is on the first floor of the basement. The moment he first stepped into the stairs, he felt something stroked and slid past him from behind. And when he walked down the stairs step by step, the skin is involuntary. Goosebumps. Then as soon as he walked into the shop, I smell the sewer unique to the miscellaneous building, mixed with the smell of hairspray. Diffuse indoors. Even he who is used to supernatural induction. I also feel a strange atmosphere. He felt as if something existed. After that, after a friend introduced him to the preparations and appliances for the opening, my friend gave him the shop. Then left. My husband. He was alone at the counter in the store. Slide the phone and wait for the guest to come to the door. After a while, the mechanical bell at the door of the store rang. He looked away from the phone, look at the door of the store. As a result, there was no one there. The door is also closed. He thought suspiciously. The doorbell rang just now. That voice is right in front of you. Did you hear it wrong? But just as he looked around the store, he looked at a certain mirror unintentionally. Inside the mirror, a female figure is reflected. After he saw it, taken aback, he immediately turned his head and looked at the place where the figure was. But there is no one there. He was suppressing tension and fear at the time. Then I thought, this place is a bit dangerous. You can't stay alone. So he picked up the phone, planning to go out of the store and go upstairs, go to the road. But when he stood up and was about to leave, he felt his left foot unable to lift up. He took advantage of the situation and looked down. Result: see a lot of hair. Entangled his left foot. He yelled and jumped up in fright. And at the moment he panicked. A lot of hair wrapped around his feet. It's like an illusion. Disappeared without a trace. He didn't expect. First day at work. I encountered it. A terrifying experience he can't bear. So he didn't want to stay in the store for one more second. So it closed early. I ran away when I closed the door. Just lock the door. He was also terribly scared. So he didn't even turn off the lights. Just after locking the door. Just left the shop. After leaving the shop. Walked to the lively street. He introduced it to a friend who was working. Called over. After the phone is connected. He hasn't spoken yet. My friend asked him. Did you see it too? My husband couldn't answer either, he was just silent. And his friend continued to tell him that. Maybe after a while. You will start to hear the sound of the stairs. He asked a friend. What the hell is going on in that place? Friends say. Actually, there was no accident in that place. It's just that something will gather over there. He asked a friend. What is gathering? My friend just replied to him faintly. It's women. Later. His friend put the phenomenon that had happened in the store. Told him everything. Actually. The mechanical music at the door of the store when it opens. Ring yourself more and more frequently. So. They have long been replaced by a new sound. But the sound of mechanical music did not stop. And then there is the matter of seeing a woman in the mirror. Many people have met. And everyone who has seen it says. The number of women is gradually increasing. In addition. It's a specific week of each month. You will hear the stairs leading to the store. The sound of something falling down. Therefore. That week of each month. Everyone is so scared that they don't want to go to work. That's why it can be arranged in advance. When he went to work. After my husband knows these things, he felt uncomfortable that day. An uneasy mood. Run to where I live and come to me. At that time. We are not married yet. So I didn't live together. He often after get off work. Just come to me. After he arrived at my house that day. Told me about the strange things that happened above. I don't know much about supernatural phenomena. Just listening to him. Talking about those things. Then I dealt with him perfunctorily. After that, he stayed at my house for a while. The mood calmed down a little bit. Just went home. At that time, after I sent him to the door and left. When you plan to close the entrance door. I found a big pinch of hair on the floor. Because he works in a hair salon. I used to have hair stuck on him often. What fell from him? So I didn't care too much. Just picked up the slippers placed in the porch casually. Then put those hair. Take a picture and scan it outside the door. But the terrible thing is. Since that day. I often see terrible things. And the terrible things I often saw at that time were. Sometimes my house bell rings in the middle of the night. Through the walkie-talkie. You can see in front of the door. Standing a strange woman. But every time I open the door. There is no one outside the door. A few more times. It happened to be going home from outside at night. When I walked near the apartment where I lived. You can see a woman standing in front of my door. But in the blink of an eye. The woman disappeared. It scares me. Until I moved later. Just got rid of that terrible thing. I was thinking. That woman. Maybe it's my husband. After get off work that day. Brought from the store. Weird stuff, right?